So congratulations on the success of Husbands.
Thank you.
And congratulations on being kind of the CWC's like first premiere show.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about where we pick up off in the new season? Since I mean, we have the comic, which you said was canon, but like, how canon is it?
It is in that. Well, the new season of Husbands is actually a prequel to the comic.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
It picks up right before where the comic starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which kind of tells you how the season ends, but you know, prequels are that way. You know how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
think
about
that
getting there.
people who want to know how it's going to end have to run out and buy the comic book now.
That's true.
Synergy. We like that.
That's right.
Yeah, we did that actually. This is unknown. This is exclusive info. But if you're a fan, you will notice that there is an image in the comic that comes directly from the episode. We have them recreate a screenshot from the new season so that we planned it all out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did plan your third season. And
Yeah, we actually did. Yeah, we actually shot the next 3 episodes that are going to come out were actually shot a year ago, and then the 3 episodes after that we just finished shooting.
Yeah.
So there's the episodes that are going to come out actually span a pretty long time span.
Yeah. And the house that we used was bought. It was a rental house, and it was purchased and gutted and remodeled. So we had to switch locations.
So halfway through the next season, you're going to see the boys have to move. And of course, all of this is different than the house they had in season 1, which is the house of a friend of mine that we used. So Cheeks and Brady just cannot hold on to a place.
They just can't decide, you know, what they like, and there's always some reason to move.
Sometimes the closets are, you really need to move up on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, what is kind of the advantages? I mean, you know, short form is really great for a lot of things, but is it... is it easier to kind of write like this kind of a sitcom thing where normally all these things would happen in maybe 1 episode or 2 episodes? Is it easier to kind of have them in a shorter form?
Well, our stories are 22 minutes. We just break them up into the same acts that you would see on broadcast. The same way, you know, like where the commercial would go is where our episode ends. But the story continues for 3 episodes. So it's no different than the traditional broadcast sitcoms that have been made. And we did that in part to further the idea that television is a concept, it's not a box. And I think with House of Cards being nominated for all those Emmys, I think we were on the right track and still are.
Yeah.
Would you want to kind of move this to a kind of more regular, long format?
We would like it to be anywhere where someone could finance a whole slate of episodes, you know, anywhere from 10 to 22 episodes. That's where we want to be, whether that's online or on traditional broadcast television. That kind of doesn't matter anymore. We just want to be able to tell a lot more of our story.
Yeah. What's kind of your favorite small thing from the new season? Something non-spoilery.
There is the ceramic zebra that's been in all the seasons of Husbands, and she's in the new episodes too, and that just delights me. I just love continuity like that. Like the guys actually own this thing, and it makes sense. It follows them from house to house. What's your favorite little thing?
We're going around in circles again, are we?
Yeah. That's a good little dialogue clip. That's very funny.
It's a little bit I'm looking forward to.
And you know, I feel like the breakthrough aspects of the show are in its normalcy. So can you kind of talk about a little bit about like what your reaction has been, the fan reaction has been, or you know, people who kind of maybe never thought about looking at, you know, a traditional, you know, the traditional quote unquote couple and how that's, you know, traditional is, you know, reflective. I mean, not reflective. It changes. So could you talk a little bit about your kind of the reaction you've been getting, and also at Comic-Con where you have a lot of misfits and people who are looking for, you know, reflection of themselves in media. Could you talk a little bit about?
What I've noticed is that because it's a same-sex couple, you know, you're not having to put yourself in the role of one gender or the other. You know, I think that with straight romance stories, if you're a woman, well, maybe you identify with the woman and maybe you don't. And I feel like when it's neutral, because it's just two people, you know, when it's the same sex, you don't have to pick, so you think you see it more universally, and you can relate to it more, and that's definitely something we've gotten from a lot of straight guys, actually, and not just like cool, enlightened, straight, artistic men. I mean, like straight up bros are fans, and they'll come up to us and say, like, I saw my relationship in this relationship, and this is exactly how relationships are. And we love that. You know, we love that people are able to see the universality of relationships in this relationship.
And I think that we get a question a lot about people saying, like, well, this seems like an odd show for someone who is generally played to a sci-fi fandom, because sci-fi fandom is so male and so straight, and it's like, that's not really true. And that outcast thing, like, the people at Comic-Con, as you're talking about, a lot of them grew up feeling alienated from the world because of where their tastes lay, and I think that they are hugely apt to identify with husbands and sort of go like anything that takes something that and normalizes it and says any way of being is good, and infinite diversity and infinite combination, that's all part of what we're saying.
And so you announced that we got Amy Acker and Seth Green and a couple other things. So do you have a list, like a running wish list of people that you really want to kind of get on the show in some capacity or another?
Yeah. Well, and I feel like we have a list of people we'd love to have on the show, and there's also a list of people that would love to be on our show.
And there's a lot of overlap, which is good.
Yeah. So
Amy Sedaris is someone we've often talked about, someone we would love to work with. There's just anyone out there, like there's so many people, and now that Husbands has become a known entity, I think we're gonna get to play with a lot of people that we've been dreaming about.
Yeah, and we've played with so many already. I can't imagine where that. I mean, it just seems impossible just to get even better at this point. You know, but it will, and it's a dream come true.
So, once upon a time, you know, go in the Mad Hatter's hat and there's all those doors.
Right.
Does one of those doors lead to the husband's universe?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every fictional universe you can access through Mad Hatter's hat. So absolutely one of those is the husband's front door. In fact, the opening shot of an upcoming episode, not the very next episode, but we have a shot that's of the front door of the husband's house, and so now we know what to look for when we're in that hat.
So, let's see, what else do I want to ask? There's so many things, and my brain is failing me because it's Sunday. So another like brief thing, and I always want to ask this, I can never get it in the press rooms. So in the Mad Hatter's hat, we see a door to Oz. Or we see a green door that I assume is the door to Oz.
I think that's I think a lot of people probably looked at it and thought that, yeah.
Is that something that you would kind of want to?
You actually see in the first episode, I think, of the first season, when you were flipping through Henry's book, I think you see a little bit of Dorothy. So it is certainly something that we consider part of our world.
So, okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.